Today I am going to talk about how to update your style or to adapt your style to your changing body, okay? And the reason is because I hear this from so many women that their body has changed and they feel confused, they don't know what to wear, and they're struggling, right? And here's the thing, bodies changing is totally normal, okay? This is something that happens as women. Maybe you had children, maybe you're getting older. Bodies changing is normal, okay? So it's when you're resisting that change, that's when it becomes a problem, all right? So when my first son was born, he's about to actually turn 15. His birthday is coming up next week already. Time sure flies. So when he was first born, I was a brand new mom. I was with my husband. We were in the hospital. And I remember the first night with him, he was crying. He was crying so hard. And my husband and I were getting really freaked out and we started panicking. And we didn't know what to do. So we call the nurse and we want the nurse to come in and help us. And she comes in and she's like, what's going on? And we're like, he's crying. What do we do? And I will never forget this. The nurse, she looks at me. She's like, Mommy, babies cry. That's what they do, right? That's what they do. Babies cry. So that's what I want you to understand when it comes to bodies. Bodies change. And the problem is when we resist the change, right? So that's like if my son was crying and I start crying back at him, okay? So the problem is not the body changing. The problem becomes when we resist the change, but I understand that many of you are still feeling confused about what to wear. So that's why I'm going to share 3 steps to adapt your style so that it can accommodate your changed body, okay? So the first thing that you need to do when you've got a changed body, right? It's not what it used to be, is you need to let go, okay? Now, if your body has changed and it has been a while now, then you need to let go of the clothes that don't fit, okay? So you've probably got some clothes in your closet and you've been holding on to them. And if it's been a while, okay, I'm not going to tell you how long the timeline is for you to clear out your clothes, but if it has been a while, then you're going to want to clear out those clothes, okay? Because looking at those clothes that are in your wardrobe and you know you don't fit into them anymore, you know that they don't look any good, they don't look good on you anymore, that's never going to make you feel good, right? That's just going to serve as a reminder of what's not working for you, okay? So if it's been a while, then you're going to let them go, okay? Now, if your body has changed and it's been more recent, maybe it's because of the pandemic and you are finding yourself at home and you're near the kitchen and maybe you're eating more than you want to, then I'm not suggesting that you let go of your clothes in this situation because it hasn't been that long of a time. But what I am suggesting that you do is you've got to let go of this need or this idea that you should look a certain way, all right? So let go of that idea that you should look a certain way, okay? Because this is also making you feel worse than you need to, all right? So for example, I'm getting older, just like everybody else, and I was watching a show the other day. It's called The Undoing. Yeah, I think that's the name. It's The Undoing, and it is with Nicole Kidman. And I was looking at her face and I'm thinking, first of all, I think she's older than me. I'm not exactly sure how old she is, but I think she is. Maybe she's around my age, but her face is very smooth and flawless, okay? So as I'm getting older, my face is changing, my skin is changing, I'm getting more wrinkly, right? So I look at other people on TV or I see someone else and I'm looking and it's making me think that, oh, I need my face to be like that too, right? So then it gives me this idea that I should look a certain way based on the way somebody else looks. Okay. So that's what I'm talking about. Letting go of that idea that you have to look a certain way, okay? That you should be looking a certain way. And it could be coming from maybe you're seeing other women whose bodies are different than yours and you think that your body should look the same as theirs, right? Or maybe it's just coming from yourself. Maybe you have this really high ideal of how you're supposed to look, okay? And this is how it gets for me, and it borders on perfectionism, right? It's like, I need to look perfect, okay? So in order to adapt your style to accommodate your changing body, whatever your changes may be, my change is aging and wrinkles, okay? You've got to let go of perfectionism, and you've got to let go of that idea that you should be looking a certain way, okay? So that is the first thing that you have to do. That's the first step to adapt your style, all right? The next step to adapt your style to accommodate your changing body is you have to accept, okay? So first you're gonna let go that you need to look a certain way, that it should be like this, all right? Then you need to accept where you're at right now, all right? So I recently worked with a woman and her body had changed, and her pants, she was really struggling to fit into her pants, okay? And she really was resisting this idea of buying all new pants, understandably, right? I understand why she's resisting that, but here's how that looks, all right? So basically, her body has changed. She gained weight in her stomach, okay? And what she was telling herself about that was, I'm fat, I look ugly, I can never look good in anything again, right? This is what she's telling herself based on the fact that her body changed, okay? That is making her feel really unmotivated to do anything, right? And the way what it did encourage her to do was either to hide her body, right? Because she felt ashamed of how she looked, or it just encouraged her to wear, whatever, like the most comfortable pants that she had left. Even though most of her pants didn't fit her, it would encourage her to put things on that she didn't really feel inspired, or she didn't really even like that much, okay? So when she's telling herself these thoughts, when she says, I feel fat, I look ugly, nothing looks good on me, that is not going to inspire her, okay? However, if she could accept her situation right now, right? So her pants are feeling tight on her now. If she can accept where she's at right now, that is going to open her up to all sorts of new possibilities, right? You accept where you're at, that is when that's going to get rid of the resistance, all right? Now, I just want to be clear. By accepting your situation, that does not mean that you give up if let's say you're on a weight loss journey, okay? And you want to lose weight. By accepting where you're at right now, this does not mean that you no longer want to lose weight or you're giving up on your weight loss journey. It is the opposite. In fact, by accepting where you're at right now, that is making you feel better about where you are right now. When you feel better about your body and where you are right now, this is going to encourage you and motivate you to keep going with everything, with your weight loss journey, and to move on in your life, right? To move on with your style, to find clothes that work for your changed body, okay? So when you accept your situation, that is releasing and getting rid of all of the resistance, okay? Because if you feel resistance and you're not accepting it, then it's going to be really hard to move forward, all right? So with my client, what she did was to help accept her situation, is she started thinking about, how does she want to look and how does she want to feel in her clothes right now in her current body, okay? So she came up with 3 words. These are the North Star words that you may have heard me talk about them. These are just 3 words that you come up with to describe how you want to look and feel in your clothes today, right now. And then what you do is you go find clothes that will help you have those feelings, okay? So you see what's happened, you accept where you are, and then that allows you to move forward. And then you start thinking about, okay, how do I want to look and feel in my clothes with my current body? And then you can move forward. You find clothes, you find pieces that allow you to have those feelings, okay? So once you've let go of the need to look a certain way, that you should look a certain way, then you accept your current body and where you're at right now. And that just gets the resistance out of the way, because then you can move forward. And that is the third step. The third step is to open yourself up to all the possibilities of what you can wear, what will look good on your current body. Because I know for a fact, because I've styled hundreds of women in my 25-year styling career, I've styled every shape, every body, every size, okay? And I have seen them all look amazing, okay? So it doesn't matter what shape you are, okay? Maybe your shape is different than it was a few years ago, you can still look amazing, okay? So step 3 to adapt your style to accommodate your changing body is to open up to all the new possibilities and to find the new ideas of what's gonna look best on you. So ideally, you will come up with some outfit formulas, right? So these are the uniforms that are going to make getting dressed really easy for you. You're going to come up with a few fresh outfit formulas that flatter your current body, okay? And there are all sorts of styling strategies that are available to you to use to downplay the areas that you don't like, and they can highlight the areas that you do like. Now, I have a client and another client, this is a different woman, and she gained more weight in her stomach. This is very common. As women get older, it's very common to put on extra weight in your belly. So for this particular client, we were coming up with the new outfit formulas so that she could style herself and get dressed really effortlessly and feel confident in her clothes in her current body. So we tried high-waisted pants for her, and she just loved the way that felt. It was like, you know, it felt like a blanket, right? It was very comforting for her to have the pants go up high on her waist, and that completely eliminated the muffin top, right? So when the waist starts to hang over the top of your pants, if you bring your waist up higher in your pants, now, I'm not saying this is going to be right for you, but the whole point of step 3 is that you're open to possibilities and you're going to try new ideas, okay? So bringing the waist up on your pants, it could feel really good for you, and then it could also eliminate your muffin top, okay? So I love and I respect when a woman knows when something is not for her, right? She looks at something, she just can say, that's not for me. I completely admire that. However, I also see how that can get in the way and it can create a block, especially if you're in step 3 and you're in the process of opening up to all the new possibilities and finding new ideas that'll work for you, okay? So knowing when something's not for you, okay. When you want to open yourself up to possibilities, I encourage you to explore all the possibilities. So right now you can explore. If your stomach has gained extra weight, I've just given you a possibility of something to explore. Maybe high-waisted pants are going to work for you. I'm going to share a few other examples that may work for you as well. I want to just show a few other styling strategies to toss out some new ideas for you to consider as you are coming up with some new outfit formulas. All right, so this is a motorcycle jacket, a biker jacket. And I really like the biker jackets because if we're talking about downplaying the center, the reason that I like the biker jacket is because of the asymmetrical neckline, right? The collar. So anytime you bring in diagonals, that is always going to confuse the eye. So I think that a motorcycle jacket could be a really great third piece or layering piece for your outfits. I really also love this if you do it over a dress, right? So you wear a scoop neck dress, something where you can see your chest area. And it's good also if you have a slit and you can show your legs, all right? So a motorcycle jacket is a great idea to try. All right, I have another example that I want to share with you. And that is, I also love the idea if you have gained more weight in your middle, then using a shawl collar. Again, you want to draw the eye up, right? Draw the eye up to the face as well as draw the eye down to your legs, okay? So a shawl collar sweater is always going to be a great idea because again, it's a similar idea as the motorcycle jacket in that it creates the V, right? Which gives the illusion of going down and creating the illusion of a more narrow waist, okay? And then the shawl collar is also going to draw the eye up. All right. So I think that the shawl collar sweater could be a really great idea. And then I've got one more example that I'm going to share with you to show you another possibility for you to wear. And that is, I love asymmetrical tops. Okay. Asymmetrical tops are, again, they confuse the eye. So this is a black top. It might be a little bit more challenging to see because it's black, but basically it's asymmetrical. So it creates a diagonal. Okay, so instead of just going across, it's creating a diagonal on the hemline. And this is going to, again, confuse the eye. And I find it very flattering for women who want to downplay, if they've gained more weight in their center, in their stomach, then look into asymmetrical hemlines, okay? So those are three possibilities for you to consider and to explore, all right? And that's what you have to do. So just know that bodies changing is very normal. Okay. It's very normal for bodies to change. It's just like the nurse in the hospital when I was freaking out because the baby was crying. She said, "Mommy, babies cry." And she didn't even say it mean. She said it just like, "Mommy, babies cry. That's what they do." And I was mind blown, right? So it's just a part of life. Bodies change, okay? It is not a problem that your body change. The problem is when you are resisting the change. So let go of this idea of what you should look like, okay? And those ideas often come from comparison when we see other people, and they also can just be a really high ideal that we have for ourselves, okay? This perfectionist idea, which I definitely struggle with perfectionism. So if that's you, I can relate, okay? And then you want to accept where you're at right now. If you accept where you're at right now, then you clear out the resistance. And ultimately, you want to get to the place where you love your body. All right. I understand that could be like a big mountain to climb up. All right. I understand because I'm there. But ultimately, you want to get to the place where you love your body. And then you want your clothes to reflect that. All right. So those are the three ways to adapt your style. If you need help figuring out what's right for you, what works best for you, then let's talk, okay? So I'm inviting you to join me on a complimentary style clarity call. We're gonna get on Zoom. You can play around with the new makeup filters that I shared at the beginning. No, we're gonna get on Zoom. We're gonna look at your style. We're gonna talk about where you're struggling, what's holding you back. And I'm gonna share my expert insights on what you really need to do so that you look stylish and you feel comfortable in your clothes, all right? So I am going to put the link right here so that you can book your call, all right? I look forward to speaking you, and I will be back here next week with another live styling tutorial at 3. I will see you in the group all week, and have a great rest of your day. All right, take care. Bye.